Hello and welcome to Sustainability AV, first online conference tackling green issues in the professional AV industry. We have a full series of topics, discussions, presentations for you today, and I'm Dave Robinson. I'm going to be today's chairman. We're going to kick off with Simon Jackson, who's the Vice President of NEC Display Solutions, and Simon is going to tell you what his company has been doing. Just before we do that, for everybody listening out there, if you want to ask a question during Simon's presentation, you'll see the Ask a Question button, which is underneath Simon's picture. If you click on that, then you'll see a box. You can submit a question and click the Submit Question button, and then at the end of the presentation, I'll be going through some of those questions and putting those to Simon and continuing the conversation. So, Simon, I think it's over to you.
Morning, everyone. My name's Simon Jackson, and today I'm aiming to give you an environmental look at the sustainability from a manufacturing perspective, and what manufacturers are doing, and what progress we're making in order to make our products and also our culture a more sustainable environment. So without any further ado, looking at some green IT facts and figures to start off with. So IT products contribute around about 2% of global CO2 emissions. That's a similar number to the airport industry. And Gartner, in their research, have claimed that this year 75% of all IT purchases will have to consider, or will want to consider, an environmental impact. In fact, a recent report from Credit Suisse has shown that 50% of their electricity bill is coming from IT, so it's quite significant to consider. Around about 11% of all our household electrical power is driven by devices on standby mode, so what happens when a unit is not in operation is becoming more important. And only about 25% of our electro waste is recycled currently. And you've probably seen many different forms of measurement. Carbon footprint seems to be the most popular, and there's many different ways of measuring it, but to give you an example, a return flight from Munich to London is roughly equivalent in terms of carbon footprint to that of a drive to Scotland in a Ford Focus, for example, from the south coast. If we put that into something probably a bit more relevant, the screen that you're using, maybe a 19-inch, for example, and if you have that on all day during the week for most of the working year, then that's 45 kilograms of CO2. So just a few facts and figures there to get you in the mood. So looking at it from a customer point of view, what does green IT and sustainability mean? Well, from the corporate side and the government bodies, they are being increasingly targeted to measure their green performance, and therefore they need products and tools to be able to measure that. A survey from Forrester on their global green IT has highlighted that 44% of all people said that IT has a central role in sustainability, and 70% of those were also motivated by the energy efficiencies, but not just that, but also by the brand improvement, or what we call being seen to be green. And even David Cameron in his government has said that he wants it to be the greenest government ever. So you can see it's high up on everybody's agenda. I guess the responsibility of the manufacturer is to enable us to put innovations in place which delivers those energy efficiencies, but also allows us to monitor them. So what are we trying to achieve as manufacturers? Are we really saving the environment, or are we saving ourselves? Well, of course, there's legal standards which have to be complied to: power efficiency, recycling, these kind of activities. The green tick boxes, we all need to be seen to be green. And indeed, it may be part of a wider program, a corporate and social responsibility program, for example. But in reality, what we're looking to do is increase energy efficient processes, make the products more energy efficient, which in turn will help us to retain our customers, add new ones, and of course increase our profitability as well. So how the process is changing. From a manufacturing point of view, bioplastics are in. The non-use of hazardous materials, so hazardous materials are out. Packaging and shipping is evolving in order to reduce the cost and the energy used, so weight is an issue, footprint of the box is an issue, and even shipping 2 small boxes rather than 1 very large one, and putting some responsibility on basic assembly at customer site is becoming more accepted. And then, of course, we have the waste and the recycling processes which we must adhere to, and there is various European directives in place, and that puts the responsibility back on the importer. So if you're going to throw away your old printer, then don't throw it away, take it back to Currys and ask them to recycle it, or wherever you may have bought it from. And there are increasingly the numbers of recycling plants popping up around the country, and again, some of these can actually be very efficient in terms of extracting precious metals such as gold, for example.